Hi, Dwayne Ward. The reason I'm here tonight is friends of mine, Jeff Morgan, who you spoke with, Eric Carroll with Dad Talk Today, and of course Jeff Younger, amongst others. Huge equal shared parenting advocate. Hearing your speech talking about your position on equal shared parenting and how that should be the way things are was what brought me here tonight. I've been voluntarily brought into the divorce arena about 8-9 years ago. Suffered through that process and trying to make change for my children. Yes. They'll never, help me, but for my kids and the rest of Texas children. Kind of where I'm at, and the question I have is that, Texas receives billions of dollars in federal funding.
Yes, sir.
Through Title 4D, and I think we're all aware of that. They also, again, equal shared parenting is, I believe, 91 on the plank. I'm glad you brought that with you tonight. That was just voted in this last session. I was, again, very particular with the JJFI, the Juvenile Justice Committee, and having a couple Republicans there. And then I think a young lady back there mentioned the Democrats leading it, Representative Niave and then Ramos and all that, and then kind of what happened, and also going into the other piece of it. And I'll try to make it very quick here. What are your plans? I mean, I've spoke with Governor Abbott personally. I actually have recorded it, and he has no desire to change anything aside from making me feel good. What do you plan on doing should you become governor across the board? Title 4D, again, we're talking billions of dollars and all that. And my website is pissedoffparent.com, which I think is aptly named. Please go there. All the data that I have is on there, and it covers a lot of this.
Look, I will absolutely work on that to make sure of equal parenting. Absolutely, I'll work on it. And I don't know if it'll be the first 60 days of session.
I understand.
I'm certainly going to work on it. This is my legislative agenda, our Republican Party platform. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it for the Republicans. We're all in this together. I've been on the grassroots side for too long, decade after decade, fighting to get our Republican Party into law. And this is who we are. So this is what I'm going to work on. And I'll be happy to work on equal parenting shaking. I'll never let money dictate what's right. I don't care. My goal is to wean us off most federal funds.
Well, that's why I believe why Governor Abbott and others won't do anything. There's so much federal money. Once you're beholden to them, you can't change.
He's not going to do anything that he doesn't have to do.
Right.
He's a political.
He's got a war chest.
Well, look, once he goes to the field every week to poll. If it isn't polling right, he's not going to do anything because he doesn't have a foundation of who and what we are and why he's there. He just doesn't. I mean, there's a lot of other elected office holders that way, but Texas is in trouble. He's our leader. I mean, the country is in trouble.
And just an example, just happened today, and sorry for taking from others, but again, he said, I'm going to do this, like as simple as arresting the Democrats that fled the state. And then we had a judge that stepped in and said, no.
Yes.
You got Clay Jenkins. I actually was watching the court case. Clay Jenkins won for Dallas and the mask mandate again. Not getting into where he at on that whole thing, but the fact that a person can say something and then a judge can just arbitrarily change it, I guess, is a whole other issue about judges. But as governor, what would you do to stop that?
I would never issue that order because you never would have had that order.
Well,
but
that's
if you did, I wouldn't issue it unless I knew I was going to back it up. I either back it up with DPS or I'll back it up with law enforcement. But I would do something. I'm not going to just lie to the people. Say, oh, well, you don't have to wear your mask. Oh, by the way, you do. I'm not listening to a judge. I'm not worried about lawsuits. I'm not worried about the federal government. The federal government files a lawsuit against me and I lose against the state of Texas. Guess what? I've got a constitution there that can back me up. I'm an elected office holder. I have the right to interpret the Constitution the way I want, and the judges have that right too, but they've got to enforce it. And I'll take that fight. I want that fight.